Alright, I want to preface this video with something right up front. This can probably kind of come across as a little bit of a personal attack, but I want you to know I don't mean it that way at all. I want you to keep an open mind as I talk about what I deem to be the biggest reason why most people don't reach their fitness goals, and it's quite frankly, you just view them as optional. I frequently hear people say things like, I don't understand, I'm so disciplined with other areas of my life, I'm so great with my job, and other things like that, but I can never be disciplined with staying on top of a diet, or staying on top of my workouts and things like that. And sure, we can make the argument about sustainability, and you know me, sustainability matters a lot. Like, you're not going to be able to stick with something if it's not sustainable to you. So we don't want to just look at the most extreme plans. We need to think big picture, make sure we're looking at it as a lifestyle. And yes, sustainability matters, but it's not everything. We have to do things we don't want to do to get results. Like, it's just how it works. We want to make it as least restrictive as we can to make sure we can sustain it. But the thing with discipline is this. I kind of almost look at discipline as kind of BS. Like, yes, discipline exists. Yes, some people tend to be a bit more disciplined than others just in general, but for the most part, discipline just comes down to you're more disciplined towards the things that are most important to you. If there's something that you deem has to be done, you tend to be more disciplined. So that's why even though you don't necessarily feel like going to your job every single day, you still do it because it has to be done, but you don't necessarily stick to your fitness routine because you think, well, it's optional. I don't have to do it. I would like to be able to get the result, but maybe not a big deal if I don't. And quite frankly, this is the biggest difference I see between people who go on to have good success and people who don't. The people who have great success, they just look at obstacles as, well, it was challenging and I had a hard time with it, but I still found a way to get it done anyways. It makes them feel proud, they feel good, and they get results. The people who don't have success use all these different obstacles and circumstances that come up as the reason why they can't do it, almost as the way to almost make yourself feel better for not putting in the work. But there's always ways to get things done if you really want to make it happen. And again, don't take this the wrong way. I get it. It's difficult. Life is just hard in general, and you're going to be pulled in a lot of different directions, and you're going to have to prioritize things. You're going to have to schedule things in more. Again, you're going to have to do things you don't want to do, but it can always be done. I guarantee you it can be done. Like, I'll have one person who is a single mom who is working in multiple jobs and going to school, and they'll crush their macros every single day and get 5 days of workouts in and get all their cardio done, and they'll have a great attitude and just say, like, I had this, but I got it done. And then the next one will be a person who is retired, no kids at home, doesn't have anything to worry about with a job, and they'll say, like, I've been too busy, I can't get in 2 workouts a week, I can't track my nutrition. And I'm not saying you have to track or anything like that. I'm just saying it's your priorities. Your priorities will always be shown in your actions. A lot of people will say, my health is a priority, fitness is a priority, but then the actions don't show that. You can't say something's a priority. The priority is shown through the actions that you take. And I think oftentimes people struggle because they feel like, well, they haven't just found the exact right plan for them. I haven't found the right diet that works for me, or I haven't found the perfect exercise program and things like that. But it's never those things. Like, there's so many different ways to do this stuff. There's practically an endless amount of ways that you can get results, different types of diets, different types of workout routines. The reason nothing ever works is because you never stick with it long enough to work, or you get too upset with the results not being as fast as you want them to be, and you just have a tendency to quit every time things get hard, and that's why you can't see success. And you can't do that. And we can't have the all or nothing mentality. You don't have to be perfect. Chasing perfection is one of the biggest reasons why people do give up, because you can never sustain perfection. It's not required, but you do need to have something that's going to keep you going. I don't know what that is for you. I mean, it's different for everybody, but you've probably heard it before. Having a strong reason, a strong why. Something that's so important to you that you won't allow yourself to stop, no matter how difficult things get. I don't care if it's your own health, if you're afraid of dying early, if you're trying to set a good example for children or other people, if you have fears of regrets and things like that. Like, it can be anything. But write it down, put it on a post-it note, slap it all over the house so you have constant reminders as to why you can't give up. And then keep putting in the work, keep taking those steps, and eventually it becomes second nature. Like, for me and many others, at this point, doing it so long, I don't even think about if I should go work out anymore. Like, I typically work out at the same time each day. Doesn't have to be, but I typically do. And it's like, okay, it's now 2:30, it's time to go work out. It's not, should I go to work out? There's no debate happening. It's just, it's time to work out. Kind of like, it's time to brush my teeth before bed. It's just a part of your normal routine. Now, does that mean if you miss one workout or even a week's worth of workout that you've now screwed everything up? Of course not. I talked about this in my last video, and it's not that serious, but at the same time, you want to keep that routine as much as possible. Objects at rest tend to stay at rest. You want to keep momentum as much as you can. But if you truly want to get where you say you want to be, you cannot keep looking at it as optional. If you look at it as optional, you're always going to take the option out whenever things get difficult, like every single time. And I can promise you that life is always going to make it challenging. It's never going to be this clear path that's just going to be easy and you're just going to keep putting in work and you're never going to see any obstacles or difficult circumstances. I kind of truly believe that the universe has a way of testing us on what we say we want. Say whatever you want, call it cliche, call it whatever, but I really believe it's true. Like if you say, I want to get in great shape, or I want to do whatever it is you want to do in life, the universe is going to be like, okay, you say you want that? Let's just see. Let's see how bad you really do want it. Do you still want it when this happens? Do you still want it when things are falling apart in your life and you're really struggling and stressed out? Do you still want it? Do you still want it when you have almost no free time whatsoever? How badly do you want it? The universe will test you. And it's through passing that test that you get what you want. And I can't explain it, I swear. Almost everybody goes through the same thing, myself included, and that is whenever things get really difficult, whenever you're on the brink, whenever you feel like you should give up, but you don't, it's on the other side of that good things happen. And that's the most important message I can give you today. Just don't give up. Just keep swinging. Have that grit. It's so important. It's not about being perfect. Be okay with not being perfect. Be okay that it's going to take longer than you think it should. It's gonna. I can almost promise you that. Slow down. Don't put so much pressure on the result. Don't convince yourself that it's not worth the effort if it's not living up to the expectations in your head. Understand it does have to be a lifestyle. Understand it's probably going to take you multiple phases to get where you want to be, meaning cut down, reverse diet back out, and it's not going to be this just straight path to get where you want to be. And even understand on top of that, there's no such thing as being where you want to be. Like it's got to be something that's going to last forever. Again, lifestyle. That's why we call it that. And it can be a real challenge when you get to where you want to be anyways, because it's like you lose that motivation and that carrot that's kind of like dangling in front of you to get to that result. There's got to be something else. There's got to be more. It's never done. It's what's next. What am I going to do from here? So it's never about, I'll be happy when I get to this X result. Like we like to think that's going to be the case, but it just pretty much never is. And usually it's not even necessarily the result you're proud of. It's everything you did that led you to that result that really changes you from the inside out. It's that stuff. It's not giving up when everything inside you told you that you should give up. It's battling the difficult circumstances and all the obstacles that come up and feeling proud about those things that you've done. Nothing in life comes easy. I say it all the time and it's true. Cliche or not, it's so true. As Les Brown says, the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. So whenever life gets really hard and you feel like it's not worth it and you want to give up and you need to give yourself some reprieve, remember, these are the challenges that are going to set you up for the success. These are the things that are going to change you. And you can either use those circumstances to either feel weaker because you gave up, or use it as an opportunity to grow stronger, because you cannot grow stronger without the struggle. The struggle is the thing that makes you grow, that makes you stronger. So remember that when times are hard, something good will come from it, but only if you don't give up. So New Year's coming up. Hopefully that's a helpful reminder. I do have a video that I think you might like that you can check out up top next. That's not a long video, but kind of talks about how we tend to struggle with certain things mindset-wise and how you can use this to create a happy and healthy life. So hopefully you'll check that out next. Otherwise, I think you'll like this bottom video instead. I hope you have a fantastic New Year's, and I'll see you next time.